Hey guys, this is Kate from What Kate Ate, and today I'm going to be talking all about the Nutritional Therapy Association and why I decided to become a nutritional therapy practitioner. And before I jump into that, I want to tell you guys a little bit about my background and my previous education. So I went to college at George Mason University and got a degree in global community health and minored in nutrition. And when I went into college, I didn't know what I wanted to study. I actually stumbled upon the major that I declared by taking an Intro to Global Health course and just completely fell in love with it and decided to minor in nutrition because that was something I had always been interested in as an athlete my entire life up until that point. And about sophomore year of college, I started having horrible health issues. I had digestive problems, anxiety, just my health was completely dictating my life. And if you guys want to read more about my story, you can go to my website at whatkateate.com and click on the About Me tab and read all about my story and my health history and how I got to the point where I am now. But I got sick of seeing doctors at that point, and I ended up going to a nutritional therapy practitioner who was the wife of the chiropractor that I was seeing at the time back in Pennsylvania when I was growing up. And she just completely flipped my life upside down. She showed me the power of an ancestral diet and some high quality supplements and just what that can do to your health. And so my digestion got immensely better and my anxiety and panic attacks started to just dwindle away. And I was just so wowed at everything that she knew and how she approached my health and just the changes that I experienced in a relatively short amount of time. And so it's pretty ironic that she was a nutritional therapy practitioner because at the time I had no idea what that was. I really just needed some help. And then kind of simultaneously, along with my own health issues, I had this crazy feeling inside of myself that I needed to travel internationally and live in a developing country and work in the field of my major. So in global health, we focus on the health of populations in developing countries mostly. And so I decided to spend a summer working at an international research hospital in Bangladesh, and I got to work in the nutrition rehabilitation unit, and I got to see firsthand just like another side of nutrition. And I got to see the power of nutrition in acute situations and how certain nutrient can swap people's health from being just so horrible to so great in a short amount of time. I got to see people who were almost blind gain their eyesight back with vitamin A therapy. I saw small children who were so close to death just hang on to life and just have these major 180s just because they changed their nutrient intakes and the food that they were eating. And so with those two experiences, I knew that I wanted to do nutrition for the rest of my life and have a massive impact on people's health because nutrition had been just so powerful for me up until that point. And so when I graduated college, I was kind of stuck and couldn't figure out what nutrition program I wanted to do. The most common thing that I knew of was the RD program, the Registered Dietitian Program. And I actually had a lot of professors who were RDs. And some of you might be experiencing the same kind of thing right now, but when I was in college, I hated a lot of my professors in the nutrition field because a lot of them were spewing out information that just perpetuated the BS that we hear all the time that supported my plate and the pyramid and just supported these USDA and FDA regulations that we all know are just simply not true, and it's just bad science and bad nutrition. And so thinking about doing the RD program to me felt wrong. And I thought about doing it just to get the license so that I could say I'm an RD and then I could go on and get other certifications to kind of back that up and practice in the way that I wanted to. But thinking about getting an education that's sponsored by Monsanto, Coke, Pepsi, the USDA, the FDA, and 2 more years and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more, it just felt like the wrong thing for me. And so I started looking into alternative ways to get my nutrition education that was up to date on its research and its science and was just along the lines of what I knew to be true nutrition, but I just couldn't seem to find it. And so I dug into a bunch of different programs. The NTP program was something that was always in the back of my head, but I went on and continued to look at naturopathic doctorate school. I looked at becoming an acupuncturist, a chiropractor. I looked at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I looked at Bowman College out in California, and I seriously thought about moving to Berkeley. And what I ended up doing was I called people who had these certain certifications and licenses, and I called them and said, hey, what do you think about your program? If you could go back and do it all again, would you do the same thing? Would you do a different program? What would you suggest for someone that's just getting into this field? And time again, I found that a lot of people wanted to do something different, and they wish that they had done something slightly different than what they had done, or a different education path. And I spoke to a lot of NTPs who just could not speak highly enough of the program. And so I just kept coming back to that and decided one day, screw it, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and I'm just gonna do this. And it has been the best decision that I have ever made in my entire life. And you can ask any NTP, it's literally life-changing. It changes the way that you think about your health, the health of the world, the health of populations, the health of your family and your friends, and it just changes your scope of understanding of things that are going on in the world and chronic diseases and just so many other incredible things. And so I want to jump into what the NTP program looks like and what you can expect. So just off the bat, I'll tell you right now, the program is over the course of 9 months, and it is $5,400 right now in this moment. It is now September of 2017. So if you're watching this in the future, those prices might be different. So don't quote me on that if you're watching this in the future. And so the courses are mostly online. It's considered a distance learning format. And there are 15 modules, and each module includes an audio lecture, a video lecture, a book review, essays, and quizzes. And this whole program has a course syllabus. The course syllabus is really just there for you guys to stay on track. It's not something that you need to follow to a T and stick to like crazy, even though you definitely can, and that's what I would suggest. That's just what I did when I went through the program. It just kind of kept me on a schedule, but you don't need to follow that. You can go at your own pace. And I will say that there are certain projects that you need to have done by certain deadlines, like certain client projects that you need to have done by the midterm or by the final, but everything in between that time is self-paced, so you can procrastinate as much as you want. You can be as proactive as much as you possibly want to as well. And the workshop weekends, there are 3 of them over the course of the 9 months. So you have one workshop weekend essentially every 3 months. And these workshop weekends will be held typically in a hotel conference room in the city that you signed up for. So if you go to the Nutritional Therapy Association website and you click on the NTP classes, you'll notice that there's multiple different cities that you could click on and sign up for the NTP program. And the city that you click on, and everyone else in the country that clicked on that city and signed up for that NTP class, they are now your classmates. So when you sign up for the NTP program, you're not just thrown into this massive group of people that are, going through the program and are at all these different points. You're going through the program with about 50 people that are going to be your classmates. You're going to have the same 2 lead instructors the entire time, and you'll have the same group of group leaders. And group leaders are people like me who are NTPs currently that are either practicing or blogging and doing a bunch of different stuff. And we're just there to support the professor, the teachers, and to support the future NTPs, because it's a lot of content, it's a lot of information. But all of those people do not change. That is your group of people, that is your tribe. And these workshop weekends are life-changing. They're absolutely amazing. You'll be going through the content that you've learned online just as a review, making sure everyone understands everything that you've learned up until whatever point you're at whatever workshop weekend that you're at. And you're also going to be working on your functional evaluation. And so this is a very unique skill set that you'll learn as an NTP. There's different palpation points on our bodies that relate to different organ systems and how they're functioning. And this is a way to tap into the innate intelligence of the body and figure out how the body is functioning. And since everyone is bio-individual, this tool is extremely valuable when you're working with clients in the future. So it's a really fun skill, and you really hone in on that during the workshop weekend. And another thing about the NTP program is the education itself focuses on the 5 foundations of health. And so those are digestion, blood sugar balance, fatty acid balance, mineral balance, and hydration. And kind of underneath these 5 things is learning how to prepare properly prepared, nutrient-dense whole foods to support those systems. And with that, along with learning the client consultation process, which you dig so deeply into during the program. You learn how to conduct an initial interview with a client, how to speak with a client, how to encourage them, how to dig through a food journal, how to determine what you need to prioritize with their health based on everything that you've gathered. So with the client consultation process and with these foundations, I promise you, you will feel so confident working with just about everyone. And you will also have practice clients during the program that you have to work with, and you get to choose them, which is really awesome. I think I used like a friend or like 2 friends for the whole program, which is really fun because you get to practice the skills that you're learning as you're learning them. So when you're done with the program, you are so ready to work with clients, and I was like rip-roaring ready to go. And I will say, I felt confident from the moment I finished the program to work with people that were going through cancer treatment, all the way to someone who was struggling with infertility issues, or maybe just someone that wanted to lose some weight and just didn't really understand what they needed to do to become healthier and lose those extra pounds that they were having such a hard time losing. So you will definitely feel confident working with an array of clients. And everything with the program is honestly so supportive, so educational, and it is the foundation of everything that I do and say and talk about on my blog and on my Instagram, and everything that I share and the content that I put out there. I can thank the Nutritional Therapy Association for that. So if you're looking for a quality, holistic approach to a nutrition education that is going to be valid and true and up to date and full of science and will be supportive of your professional career moving forward, I highly suggest that you check out the Nutritional Therapy Association and the NTP program. And if you guys have any questions about the program itself, for me personally, you can head to my website, whatkate8.com, and fill out a contact form that goes directly to my email. I am more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. And if you do decide to go ahead and do the program, make sure to write down Caitlin Crowell, that's me, on the referral line. I would be so grateful for any referrals that you guys would send my way. So let me know if you have any questions, and cheers to nutrition.